The following photo was taken in Washington Mountains in New Hampshire, as a young Bigfoot who came to drink in a remote forest should. Let's take a look. And it shows what appears to be a large bipedal figure in mid-motion, hunched over and stepping through a shallow creek. Right away, a few things stand out. First, the size. Judging by its surroundings, especially compared to the tall grass and tree line, this figure appears massive. Its proportions are unusual for a human. The arms are especially long, almost reaching the knees, and it moves in a way that seems more natural for a primate than a person in a suit. The creature's posture is also worth noting. It's low to the ground, almost using its knuckles for support as it steps through the water, a classic trait often reported in Bigfoot sightings. The lighting and weather conditions are typical for trail cams, slightly overcast, which helps reduce shadows and glare, making the subject easier to see. As for hoax potential, there are no obvious signs of digital manipulation or costuming here. The texture of the figure's fur looks naturally matted and consistent with movement, and there's no clear evidence of zippers, seams, or inconsistencies in lighting. In short, if this is fake, it's a very well done one. But if it's real, this could be a rare and valuable glimpse at the elusive sasquatch in its natural habitat. What do you think? Costume, hoax, or the real deal? Let me know in the comments.
What? What the heck? Dude, what? What is that? I'm not seeing it.
While playing in the snow near the edge of the woods, two kids and their parents spotted a tall, shadowy figure moving between the distant trees. It immediately caught their eye. The thing was walking upright and looked way too big to be a person. The children froze, pointing as the mysterious figure vanished into the forest.
Where'd it go? I bet it's just some animal. Where is it though? I think it went into the woods. No way. I bet it's just an animal. It went into the woods?
The whole family was left stunned by what they'd just seen. Personally, I find sightings like this, where the entire family witnesses something, a bit more compelling. There's something about multiple people seeing the same thing that adds weight to the story. Sure, they could all be making it up, but what do you think? Do family sightings make encounters like this more believable? I tend to think so, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's take a look at a newly released Bigfoot sighting, captured on May 18th, 2025. This one was caught on a trail cam set deep in the woods. It was filmed in the dead of night, and while the exact location remains classified, is believed to have been taken somewhere in the US. Let's dive in. What really sets this clip apart is the eye shine. The creature's eyes are glowing intensely. If this were someone in a costume, it's extremely unlikely their eyes would reflect light in this way. Human eyes don't typically produce this kind of glow. That trait is more common in nocturnal animals. Now, some trail cameras can pick up a faint eye reflection in humans, but when we apply light filters to this footage, the figure becomes much more defined, and that's when things start to look eerily real. What we're seeing looks like an actual ape-like creature, just standing there, partially hidden in the foliage. But here's the catch. We don't have apes living in the wild here in the US. So, what is it? There's something undeniably human about this figure, too. Maybe it's the upright stance, or maybe it's that strange, unsettling expression on its face. Whatever it is, it doesn't seem like a gorilla or any known primate. With more and more trail cams being set up across the US and even globally, we're seeing a surge in strange and unexplained footage. Not just of Bigfoot, but ghostly apparitions, dogmen, the rake, skinwalkers, and other cryptids. These cameras are discreet, always watching, and the creatures never know they're being recorded. And if you're into this kind of evidence, stick around. There's more Bigfoot trail cam footage coming up later in the video. While out on a routine trip in the woods, a hunter unexpectedly managed to capture something truly baffling on camera. A large, upright figure, quietly making its way through the trees. The figure appears massive and dark, moving with an eerie silence and fluidity that immediately caught the hunter off guard. As the footage spread, many viewers were left stunned, wondering if this could actually be solid evidence of the legendary Bigfoot. Could this be the real deal, or just another trick of the light? Here's another fresh trail camera photo, reportedly capturing none other than Bigfoot. This image comes from Harley Owens, known as Bigfoot Reports and Data on TikTok. The photo was taken in the Smoky Mountains, and here's what he had to say about it. On December 9th, 2024, I was out exploring my research area and decided to venture into a section I'd never been to before. I always notice a shift in energy when I'm near this spot. Feeling that familiar sense of being watched, Harley decided to turn on his backtrail camera as he continued deeper into the woods. The area, surrounded by thick forests, steep hills, and rugged mountains, he describes as an ideal hiding place for Bigfoot. As he hiked, he began noticing more and more signs of possible Bigfoot presence. Things like broken trees, unusual structures, arches, and what appeared to be possible nesting sites. He even mentioned the hairs on the back of his neck standing up, a reaction he's learned not to ignore. After returning home, Harley reviewed around 2.5 hours of trail cam footage. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, until this moment. That's when he spotted what appeared to be a face, hidden in the brush, watching him. The face looks dark and shadowed, with deep-set eyes, a domed skull, broad shoulders, and an expression that seems both human and ape-like. Harley claims you can make out its eyes, nose, cheekbones, and even its hairline. It's a pretty compelling image. So, the question is, was Harley really being followed that day? Was this the face of a hidden Bigfoot observing him from the trees? Or is there another explanation we're not seeing yet? Up next, we've got a chilling trail cam video out of Canada, recorded on December 22nd, 2024, around 8:40 p.m. In this clip, some kind of animal, or possibly an unknown creature, gets incredibly close to the camera. So close, in fact, that it's hard to tell exactly what we're looking at, but take a look for yourself. Its movements are odd, and at one point it lets out a deep, unsettling growl. Some viewers believe it's just a moose or maybe a bear, but not everyone agrees. Others think it might be something far more frightening, maybe a Bigfoot or some other unknown entity. A popular haunted TikToker weighed in, saying the creature's back looks too narrow to be a bear, and the snout seems too short to be a wolf. In the very first frame, some even claim to see a pair of intelligent eyes watching from the background. He also points out that the creature's movements appear strangely human. Honestly, I'm not sure what to make of it. The footage is definitely creepy, but because it's so close up and unclear, it leaves us with more questions than answers. It's all up for interpretation at this point. Now, while Canada is home to bears and moose, it is also considered one of the top Bigfoot hotspots in the world. British Columbia, often called the Bigfoot capital of Canada, along with Alberta, Ontario, Quebec, the Yukon, and the Northwest Territories have all reported a high number of sightings. If I started diving into all those cases, we'd probably be here for hours. So I'll spare you that for now. But let me know what you think was captured in this video. And with that, let's move on to more eerie trail cam footage. A security camera positioned on a family's forested property captures unusual movement in the trees during broad daylight. In the video, a tall, dark figure emerges, standing upright and partially obscured by branches. Its large frame and posture closely resemble descriptions of Bigfoot. The figure appears to silently watch its surroundings before slowly retreating into the woods. The brief but chilling sighting left the family both unsettled and deeply curious about what they had witnessed. Up next, we've got a pretty intriguing and mysterious Bigfoot capture that reportedly comes out of Alaska. This one originally surfaced in 2021 And what makes it even more interesting is that it was supposedly taken by a 10-year-old kid. Now, we don't have the full backstory, but it's believed the child was playing alone in the woods, likely not too deep in, just somewhere behind the family home, when he spotted something unusual. According to the story, he noticed a tall, dark, upright figure, and had the presence of mind to snap a quick photo before running off. I have to say, that's impressive. At 10 years old, I probably would have just panicked and bolted. So, hats off to this kid for keeping it together. Let's take a closer look at the image. It's a bit blurry, as you'd expect in a moment like this, but we can still make out what looks like a dark, humanoid shape with a dome-like head. The fur appears long and black, especially around the head area. One arm seems to be extended to the side, while the other hangs naturally down. Now, a lot of people say this one looks like a costume, and to be honest, I kind of see it. There's something about the way the fur hangs, particularly on the arm, that doesn't look entirely natural. It's also worth pointing out that the figure doesn't seem all that tall compared to most Bigfoot reports. Maybe it's a poorly fitted suit, or maybe we're just looking at an unusual figure with some loose skin. Who knows? It's definitely one of those captures that stirs up debate. That's just my take. But what do you think? Is this one legit or another clever fake? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's check out some amazing trending videos. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. I'll be hanging out in the comments, so I'll see you there. Alright, what do we have here? This guy claims he's found a baby sasquatch up in a tree.
You see what I'm seeing? I see you, buddy. It's okay. Well, you can see the white of his eyes in the corner. I think I figured the secret out a little bit.
Now, I can kind of see what he's pointing out, but I'm not entirely sure. What do you think? I'd really love to hear your thoughts on this one. Honestly, it would make sense for Bigfoot to be in the trees. It'd make them a lot harder to spot or track down. But still, I'm on the fence with this one. This footage, lasting just under a minute, appears to capture a compelling encounter in a forested area. Filmed in broad daylight and with full HD resolution, the environment is rich with detail. Tall trees, underbrush, and a clear forest floor.
In there. Now there's a motorcycle. See?
I don't see nothing down there. Can't be the motorcycles, honey. There's another sparkle. You see what I'm
What's
saying?
that? What is that?
Tree.
No. You moved it, right? Right there. See it?
Uh-huh.
Look.
There's nobody there. Where? I can't see.
Look. Isn't it those people?
Can't be.
There's nobody
Not up in
down
the trees.
There's nobody down there no more.
Around the middle of the video, a tall, dark figure becomes visible between the trees. It stands upright and moves deliberately, not in a hurried or animalistic manner, but with a cautious, almost calculated gait. This kind of bipedal movement, combined with the figure's broad shoulders, long arm swing, and seemingly conical head shape, aligns with many eyewitness descriptions of Bigfoot. What's especially interesting is how the creature appears to blend naturally with its environment. Its coloration, dark brown or black, provides excellent camouflage, especially in shaded areas of the forest. The movement lacks the stiff, exaggerated motion often seen in hoax videos involving costumes. Instead, the figure moves with fluidity and weight, suggesting a powerful and possibly non-human gait. The subject does not react to the camera, implying it either did not notice it or did not perceive it as a threat, a behavior often attributed to alleged Bigfoot in other trail cam or surveillance captures. While no facial features are visible, the proportions, stride, and posture raise important questions, though we must always consider the possibility of a well-done hoax. This video deserves further frame-by-frame analysis. It may well be one of the more intriguing pieces of potential Bigfoot evidence caught on camera.